Now, first, my disclaimer is that this is completely 100% my opinion based. And it's not even necessarily opinion. I'm just going to run something by you that kind of popped up in my own little radar. And it made me think of, a long time ago, and I don't even know if this is true, but it makes sense. And they say, when a lot of times when you have, whether it's a patsy, when they, you talk about this MK Ultra thing from like the CIA mind control crap, and certain buzzwords or things would trigger someone to do something, like go kill somebody or whatever, which sounds nonsensical until you actually see the declassified documents, and that's only what they've declassified. Makes you say, well, actually, maybe they were onto something. Maybe they did use this, as a matter of fact. And one thing you will always know, you should know by now, is that anytime they say, oh, we don't do that anymore. Oh, remote viewing stuff, we did that in the 80s and 90s. We don't do that anymore. It means they absolutely are doing it more. So I thought about that. In the CIA, they don't have to communicate per se, email, text, talk. They can show each other stuff on TV, if you will, whether it's news or whatever it is, something that triggers, okay, we got the message the other day, it's go time, that kind of thing. It just made me think about that kind of stuff. Now, we had the shooting in Dallas, Texas. The cops got shot, right? 3 of them or 5 had died, whatever it was. And it was right down the street from where JFK, the president, got his head blown off and killed. And now I read this, which was posted, I think, 2 days ago. Would-be Ronald Reagan president assassin John Hinckley Jr. to be freed, finally, after 35 years. You're probably wondering, how did anyone who tried to kill the president not get the death sentence? Number one, the Hinkleys were George Bush family, or the Bush family's good friends. I believe it was Neil Bush was supposed to meet the Hinkleys that weekend, but after the shooting, they called it off. One of their good friends' sons tried to kill the president, which would have made Papa Bush, who was vice president, the standing president immediately. But it didn't go as planned. He didn't kill him. How did he get away with this and only get jail time and psychiatric time? Because they did the insanity defense. He's insane, Your Honor. So he was insane then, but he's cured today. He's fixed. I'm going to read this to you. He's being freed completely because he was like kind of on a house arrest thing for a while. They gave him levels. You're in prison for a long time. Now you have monitored house arrest, ankle bracelet. Now you're kind of free to do what you want. So I'm my mind's saying, okay, very recently, JFK president, we had a shooting where that happened. A bad shooting at that. Now we have another guy who tried to kill a standing president being released all in the same time frame. My conspiracy mind says, I wonder if there's something to this, like, the club, the black ops stuff. Guys, it's go time. Or the patsy is just awakened. His slumber or something is triggered now. And are we about to see Mr. Trump become JFK'd, get JFK'd? I don't think, all rigged voting machines aside, that Hillary Clinton can even stand a chance in hell against Trump right now. I'm watching these videos of these DNC people, some of them crying in absolute furious frustration because the old switch out Bernie, and they're saying we're not united. We're not going to unite to go to Hillary. We are not. I will not be used. I will not, blah, 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 You don't see anything like that with Trump. No problems over there. So are they gearing us up for the assassination of the one man who could fix things, just like JFK, the one man who could fix things and started to Remember, he passed the executive order to get back on these silver certificates, money backed by gold kind of a thing, right? And what do we have instead? 1971, Nixon, we're going to take us off completely the gold standard and have a nice day. His executive order, they said, still on the books. Nothing ever came of it. They had to get rid of him. And then his brother, they killed him too, because they knew he would take the next spot. People would vote for his brother. Kill him too. And another crazy guy. Another whack job. It's incredible. 35 years after he shot President Ronald Reagan and 3 others outside a D.C. hotel, John W. Hinckley Jr. will be released from a government psychiatric hospital, a federal judge ordered Wednesday. The ruling ends the institutionalization of one of the nation's most notorious mental health patients. Outrage over Hinckley's acquittal in the 1981 shooting reshaped the insanity defense in courts across the country. The revelation that he had pulled the trigger to impress a movie star added obsession and celebrity to the case. So hold on. Does this sound a little bit familiar? Remember Hillary Clinton? They bombed and killed the guys in Benghazi because of a video that this hate crime guy put on the freaking internet, and they threw him in jail. And from the last I heard, the guy's still in jail. But it's already come out through the emails. Hillary's herself, she knew within hours, immediately practically, it was a terrorist attack. Nothing to do with the video. She lied. So the revelation that he had pulled the trigger to impress a movie star added obsession and celebrity to the case. Who makes this crap up? The club does. And the people, whether they like it or not, seem to buy it. And extraordinary television footage of the attack on the 40th president brought the event to millions of American homes. You got that right. You know there's always a camera around when you need one, the club anyways. Kind of like the Orlando shooting. They got the media right inside the cordoned off zone. As if that would ever happen. You would never, a civilian in any way, shape, or form, cameraman or not, press or not, you would not be inside a roped off area. There's a shooter still in the building, by the way. You come on over. You can film the whole time. Yeah, okay. In Wednesday's court order, U.S. District Judge Paul L. Friedman wrote that Hinckley, 61, no longer poses a danger to himself or others, and will be freed to live full-time with his mother in Williamsburg, Virginia. His release could come as early as August 5th and is subject to dozens of conditions, some of which could be phased out after a year if Hinckley adheres to them. Mr. Hinckley has received the maximum benefits possible in the inpatient setting, Friedman wrote in a 103-page opinion. The court finds by the preponderance of the evidence that Mr. Hinckley will not be a danger to himself or to others if released on full-time convalescence leave to Williamsburg under the conditions proposed. The 14-page order also said Hinckley could be returned to St. Elizabeth's Hospital in the district if he relapses or violates the terms of his release. Excuse me, Judge. Relapse as in what? My understanding of that word means I had a relapse of such and such, and I did it again. I was using drugs for 40 years. I got off of them for 3 years. I thought I was good, but I had a relapse, and you picked up the old pill or whatever. But we're not talking about drugs. We're talking about someone who tried to kill the president. So if he relapses, he could be sent back. And could you imagine this news story? John Hinckley Jr., released in 2016, pulls the trigger on Donald Trump. Could you imagine that news story? He's going back in for relapse. He relapsed. He's going to go back. I just don't even know what to say. I just had to read that to you. There's a lot more to the story, but it's not really. useful, I guess, for the point I'm trying to make anyways. It's just more in-depth crap about how it happened, what he did, where he's been, and nonsense. So we have two critical events, both related to presidents getting shot in literally the same time frame. I think that's some kind of sign, somehow, some way, that it's go time for another attempt at some president's life. And it ain't going to be Obama. It ain't going to be Clinton. It's only one guy who really wants to, like he says, make America great again. And the club can't have that. Because if America's made great again, they can't have their globalization. They can't have these gigantic multinational companies. Competition removed, monopoly improved for them. Well, I don't think we got too much awfully longer to wait to see. We'll find out. And God, I hope that man makes it as a president, Donald Trump, free and clear, no danger. If danger comes, he lives somehow and starts going after these hand-picked people all throughout our government that are paid because they're part of the club to look the other way. You know, the James Comeys out there, the Nancy Pelosi's, the Dianne Feinstein, the was the Nevada asshole, what's his name? Harry Reid. Was it Harry Reid? Yeah. Just get rid of some of them. I mean, these are politicians, like, as in Congress. You can't just get rid of them, but you can certainly reappoint the Department of Justice, Treasury Secretary, CFTC, you know, Security and Exchange Commission. Man, you could clean house. And the club ain't going to have even kind of any of that. Take care.